Now dubbed South Africa's very own Aretha Franklin, as they like to call her out in Grabo. She's here on the couch this evening. Her name is Karin Kortje, and she joins us to chat more about what it means to be a successful woman in the music industry and the importance of empowering yourself and others this International Women's Day. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Palisa.
Now, Karin, the last time we saw you, you had a partner in crime, but now today's all about the ladies.
Yeah, girl power.
Girl power. I mean, you are doing incredibly well. When we touched base in the makeup room, I said to Karin, I'm so glad that on this year's International Women's Day, we've got someone who's more than just a voice, but you've got something to say in the community.
I feel honored. Thank you so much.
Yeah, now let's touch base with some of the work that you've done right here on S3. I mean, in 2015, you were part of the Vision in Africa's Striking a Chord mini-series.
Yes.
You featured in episode number 2, if I'm not mistaken.
3.
Episode number 3.
Yes.
And what an incredible conversation that kind of stirred up and brought out that I think can still inspire so many South Africans 6 years later.
I agree. I think it's the whole element of uplifting, coming from a small community, having a talent, and who has been given the platform to showcase this talent, and who has just, you know, I've been on that wave ever since. I haven't looked back, and I think that in a whole is a story and an inspiration for somebody coming from a town like Grabo, who is seeking, obviously, opportunities to take their talent further.
Absolutely, and that's exactly what we saw kind of documented in episode number 3, where it was all about you and how you are able to strike a chord in your community and I suppose in South Africa as a whole. What do you think it is about your story? In fact, I don't like to call it rags to riches because it kind of dampens where you come from, but there was light at the end of the tunnel.
Definitely, definitely. And my journey as a young girl, I grew up in a town with ordinary people. I went to school. Music was always part of me as a person. I remember my mother was my manager. You know, I would sing at funerals, at weddings, everything. My mother was the girl. She was the manager.
She was the Christiana.
Yes. And, I mean, from there, it just grew. I mean, also, it's a very small community, so everybody knows everybody. And it was important for me to show the people where I came from, where I grew up, who was the people that played a very big role in my life, my role models in my community. Because it's those people that is still carrying me up until today. And of course, the story of the rags and riches, I mean, it is an inspiring story. For the next person out there who is going through the same situation at the moment, that you don't give up on your dreams. It doesn't matter. And the one thing that I always tell people who ask for advice is, don't wait for a platform. Create your own platforms. I mean, I've been giving this talent. If I want to sing at home, if I want to sing in the shower, if I want to sing in the yard, wherever I find myself and I feel that desire to lift out my talent, I do it. And I just trust the Lord to open the doors for me.
Absolutely.
People wait for opportunities, you know, and then time goes by and you've wasted time. Create your own.
I love that. What great advice. I mean, that's already when you know it's going to be an inspiring masterclass. Just from the get-go, you're already dropping the jewels. But let's just backtrack a little bit. I mean, a story that you have been quite vulnerable and open with, and we thank you in advance for it, is around some of the themes that come up during 16 Days of Activism. I mean, we celebrate 16 Days of Activism here in South Africa towards the end of the year, and it's truly focused against gender-based violence against women and children. And you've got a very personal but inspiring story yourself that you've also shared, so much so that I also continue to challenge South Africa to not make it 16 days. It needs to be 365 days.
I am with you on that one, definitely, definitely. What I've also experienced over the years is that, you know, society makes you feel guilty that we are celebrating or standing up, you know, for these type of things. Why? I don't know, because like you said, we need more and more campaigns of these type of things. Just last week, I was on the parade, performing there, just being there with those women, powerful women, celebrating the lives that we have lost through this evil. And just showing the people that, you know, you're not a victim, you are a survivor. And it doesn't matter what comes on your journey. Know that you are special and there's a purpose for your life. myself, I went through a lot of challenges, personal challenges myself, where gender-based violence played a big role. I remember as a young child already, things started going wrong in my life, but I didn't allow that to get me down. Yes, there was a time where I felt that is probably how life should be. That is probably how things is going to work out for me. But you know what? God is a good God, and He's got a plan with each and everybody of us. And the minute I surrendered myself and said, God, you not take over, because I've been trusting people, I've been putting my trust in this and in that. I want you to guide me on this journey, because, I mean, at the end of the day, you are the one who's giving me the strength. And since that day, when I made that decision, I can truly say it's only been a blessing.
I love that. Your eyes truly opened up to what the real norm is. And it's just another reminder for all of us to treat each other with equal respect, equal opportunities, and truly give each other an opportunity to grow. Now, Mzansi, please stay tuned, because we've got two beautiful performances lined up for you today. One especially dedicated to all the women out there. But up next, we are going to be taking Karin straight into the kitchen to test her cooking skills. So trust me, you don't want to miss out on that.